Aya versus Marisa. This is the final matchup of Group C, and it is a banger. So the first thing that I notice about this game is how the cross under combo by Aya into the Typhoon is just so well executed. I just think that's great. Now let's see how they deal with Typhoon. So both players are pretty methodical, almost surgical with how they use their moves. Marisa wants to go for J6As, and Aya wants to go for the 2-3-6. Their highest damaging, fastest moves that they can reliably get out. While that Aya combo wasn't technically optimal, it didn't end in the limit, that was a very good reset. Especially with the backwards J8A. It didn't necessarily go into something favorable for Aya, but it did result in a pretty large amount of damage without a whole bunch of loss of momentum, theoretically. Okay, I just want to look at these hitboxes for a second, because that was a lot of weird movement, and I think the slow motion will help kind of understand what happened. First of all, that was a really great cross-up block. Then both players are kind of running around. Aya J5A hits in a weird way, then doesn't. Then it kind of works, and here we are. Well, that was easy. So that round started with a very easy conversion. Basically, any time you use 2-1-4, you can end it with the Luminous Strike spell card, and it'll end in a sizable amount of damage. That is always very, very safe to do for a combo. It'll also work in pressure. You can get yourself out of situations. It does a fair amount of chip damage for not a lot of spell cost. This is another one of those really difficult conversions for Marisa. If you land a counter hit 6-6A, you can just dial A after it. And because Aya was so close to dying, Marisa did not need to go for that second 6-6-8. I'm not actually sure if you can do 6-6-8, but that is a crunchy frame right there. Marisa is looking very victorious, and Aya not so much. Here's another little bit of combo tech. If you are Marisa and you land a 6A or some such equivalent, something basically where you can hit 6C afterwards, no matter where they are on the screen, you can see here that it actually doesn't matter if you are on the opposite end of the screen. That 6C will connect and it'll do a little bit of extra damage. It's very nice. It's a good conversion. So you know how I said previously that if you find yourself in a situation where you hit 2-1-4, you can basically just convert it into Luminous Strike, and no matter what, it'll probably be kind of favorable? That is exactly what happens here. This is a good example. Even if it's not a combo, it is a pretty good conversion nonetheless. That was a really nice setup. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the mindset, the mental damage that happens here. If you are versus Marisa, you see her throw that little potion, that means that she's going to have a really meaty bullet. So that's going to make you want to graze. So Marisa goes with the 6-6-C, which is an air unblockable melee with a very large and meaty hitbox. That results in basically an impossible to deal with situation except for just blocking. So that's a really good Okizeme setup for Marisa. Another victory pose. She's very happy. Alright, that will be it for this set. Tomorrow starts Group D, which is the last group and the last of these analysis videos. I will see you then.